and gentlemen, please rise for the processional. The processional is led today by our mace bearer, Dr. Becky Ludy, Department Chair for Graduate Studies in the College of Aviation and Associate Professor. Dr. Ludy is carrying the ceremonial university mace. Now entering are the candidates for Master, Baccalaureate, and Associate degrees. Now entering is the platform party. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Diamond Hill Jarvis High School Junior ROTC and the singing of the national anthem by Army Staff Sergeant Retired Arnold James.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet waves o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Retired Arnold James and the Diamond Hill Jarvis High School Junior ROTC. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim Solte, and I am the Vice Chancellor for Student Success for the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Worldwide Campus. On behalf of the Platform Party and the faculty, it is my distinct honor to welcome you to the 2023 commencement ceremony here in Dallas, Texas, at the Frontiers of Flight Museum. At this time, I would like to introduce you to our stage guests for this evening. Please hold applause until everyone has been recognized. Members of the Platform Party, please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Dr. Becky Ludy, Chair, Graduate Studies Department, College of Aviation, and our Mace Bearer. Dr. Alexander Siegslag, Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Ken Witcher, Dean for the College of Aviation. Dr. Matt Earnhardt, Associate Dean for the College of Business. Ms. Bobby Wells, Vice President for Safety Systems, Efficiency, and Compliance for American Airlines, and our commencement speaker for this evening. And finally, Dr. John Watrett, Chancellor for the Embry-Riddle Worldwide Campus. Thank you. Please be seated. Please also join me in welcoming our special guest for this evening, Mr. Mark Wells, spouse for the commencement speaker. At this time, please stand as Mr. Jim Pepin comes forward to offer the invocation.
Wise and gracious one, we ask your blessing upon the students, faculty, and staff of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. We have been called to the high task of seeking knowledge, promoting ethics, and seeking growth in mind, body, and spirit. We give thanks for the gifts of these graduates here today and the ways in which they have made this university a better place for having been here. We ask that you grant students and family joy and satisfaction as they see their dreams of graduation fulfilled this day. We ask this in the confidence of your grace. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Jim. We truly are thankful to be together on this day of celebration. Graduation is the most anticipated event of the year, not just for the feeling of excitement that comes with completing your degree, but to recognize that each of you is here today because of your commitment and determination to push yourself towards greatness. Like all of you, in 1926, two men aspired to greatness. T. Higby Emery, an entrepreneur, and John Paul Riddle, a barnstormer. Together, they launched the Embry-Riddle Company that taught flight, specialized in air mail delivery, and coordinated aircraft sales. After a series of mergers and acquisitions, that Embry-Riddle Company can be traced to what is now known as American Airlines. After the mergers, Emery did retire, but Riddle, whose passion for aviation was unwavering, founded a new opportunity. He took on a new partner, John McKay, and together they established the Embry-Riddle School of Aviation in 1939, located in Miami, Florida. As a school of aviation, it thrived and grew, but as so often happens throughout history, war interrupted. When Pearl Harbor was attacked, Riddle and McKay knew what they could offer. Without hesitation, they put their full support behind aiding the war effort by training cadets to be pilots and by providing mechanics and technicians. They also established a presence in São Paulo, Brazil, in support of related efforts. Eventually, Embry-Riddle became one of the first institutions approved to educate veterans under the GI Bill. But it wasn't until Jack Hunt was named president in 1963 that the school, then named Embry-Riddle Aeronautical Institute, moved from Miami to Daytona Beach, Florida. In fact, in 1965, the move took place over a single weekend. Known as Operation Bootstrap, 31 trucks relocated Embry-Riddle to Daytona Beach, Florida, and that's where it's been ever since. In 1970, 2 years after earning SACS accreditation, the name was changed to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and it has not stopped growing. With 2 residential campuses in Daytona Beach, Florida, and in Prescott, Arizona, and the worldwide campus with over 100 locations in the United States, Europe, Asia, and online, this university, your university, continues to grow and promote excellence in aviation, aerospace, and space. Like your alma mater, you have grown beyond where you started. We know that the journey that brought you here today is not one you've done alone. Some of the dedicated faculty and staff who helped you from your first class to your capstone are here to celebrate you. So faculty and staff, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Please be seated. More importantly, our most honored guests, your families and friends who have supported your journey on this path, are here today to celebrate you. So graduates, please stand and acknowledge your families and friends for their support. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, it is my honor to welcome Dr. John Watrette, Chancellor for the Embry-Riddle Worldwide Campus, to the podium to officially open the commencement ceremony.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, it is my pleasure to declare the 2023 commencement ceremony now open. Welcome and congratulations. Today we honor more than 140 graduates joining us here from across the United States and the world. Though you come from different places, you share common traits: a love for learning, a commitment to service, a desire to innovate. On this day, we applaud you and all that you have accomplished. Earning a degree from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, the world's premier aviation aerospace institute, is never easy. Our programs are highly challenging. The demand on students, whether they are studying aeronautics, business, engineering, or safety and security, are rigorous. Still, you pursued your degrees, and you have been successful. I commend you for your dedication. Your perseverance will serve you well as you move forward. Every one of us here today takes pride in being part of your graduation from Embry-Riddle. You too should be proud, and so should your family members and friends who have supported you along this journey. You are now part of an elite community of Embry-Riddle alumni, and each of you will be Eagles forever. Now it's my honor to introduce our distinguished commencement speaker, Ms. Bobby Wells. Ms. Wells is Vice President for Safety Systems, Efficiency and Compliance, where she oversees American Airlines safety systems with a focus on managing risk through design, science, and innovation. She serves as Director of Safety on American Airlines Federal Aviation Administration FAA Operating Certificate. She also serves as Chair for the Flight Safety Council, past President of Iowa, the International Aviation Women's Association, and is a member of the Industry Advisory Board for Embry-Riddle Center for Aviation and Aerospace Safety. Previously, she served as Vice President of Safety and Airworthiness in the air operations at FedEx Express, where she led the carrier's safety, airworthiness, and regulatory compliance through safety risk management, analytics, auditing, and cultural development. In her more than 25 years career at FedEx Express, she led the airline's business planning, quality and process improvement, trucking and pickup and delivery operations, communications, the World Air Logistics System, and expense and capital control processes. She also received her FAA license as a dispatcher. Prior to FedEx Express, she served in the U.S. Army as a transportation and logistics officer for more than 10 years, where she supported 30,000 troops while based in Germany. She spends a lot of her time finding ways to support, care for, develop, and advocate on behalf of women in aviation. She is a former member for the Department of Transportation's Women in Aviation Advisory Board, and she is also a member of the MITRE Aviation Advisory Committee and Airlines for America Safety Council. She earned a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from the University of Notre Dame and a Master of Business Administration from the University of Memphis. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Bobby Wells.
Thank you, Dr. Luttrell, for that lovely introduction. Mark Twain once said, "The two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why." Your family and friends are here today supporting you. Your loved ones have supported you through your long journey because they believe in you, because they wanted you to do this for yourself and for your family. But I want you to think back to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, did you imagine that you'd be sitting here today? The truth is that while 10 years ago you may have had a dream of what you could accomplish, you certainly had a plan that you established, elements that you followed that led you to where you are today. You've accomplished tremendous things by being here and being at the point in your studies where we're able to celebrate this through your graduation. But the fact is, you probably had no idea this is where you'd be sitting 10 years later. So congratulations. You're at a wonderful point in your life, and this position you're currently at establishes the future for you. But there are three things I want you to think about that could trip you up. The first is, as human beings, we love being right. The second is that as you age, you might learn less. Adults tend to learn much less the older they get. And the third is that we tend to seek comfort, and that can be a problem. So the French playwright Molière once said, "It infuriates me to be wrong when I know I'm right." We work our entire lives to try to become an expert. You all have heard the 10,000-hour rule, the rule that says if you work at something, whether it's tennis, whether it's playing the piano, whether it's trying to earn a degree, you spend your time and energy to build 10,000 hours of experience, it's likely you've moved into the space where you're an expert. And that's a wonderful space to be in. There's nothing like being the person that people come to ask questions, to find out what the next steps are. And actually, studies have found that when someone asks your advice, your self-confidence gets boosted. It's a beautiful thing. The challenge with that is that when you think of yourself as an expert, you might stop being curious about what you don't know. So what you've done to build your studies, to get you here today, allowed your brain to be open to knowledge you didn't have. It allowed your brain to build new neural pathways so that you could discover things you didn't know. If you're not careful, then that knowledge, that experience that you'll continue to build when you leave here will limit your ability to be curious and seek the things you don't know. I grew up in a tiny town in Wyoming. It's south of Jackson Hole, up in the mountains. And my dad was on ski patrol. What that meant was that during the winter, on most weekends, we would throw our ski gear into the car, 4 kids, and we would all go to the ski hill because my dad had to teach lessons to kids, and then he had to go rescue people who got hurt or lost on the mountain. So we all learned to ski, and frankly, I took it for granted. My dad came to me one time when we were on the mountain and said, I was about 12, he said to me, "Bobby, you know, if you worked harder, if you were willing to really push yourself, you could be an excellent skier." Now, I don't know how many people in the audience have ever skied, but at 12 years old, what I didn't like doing when I was skiing was falling down. Inevitably, when it happened, all the boys from my class would ski by and see me. My skis would be all over the place, my poles, I couldn't find my poles. They would laugh and point at me. I'd be horribly embarrassed. And there's nothing worse for a 12-year-old than being embarrassed in front of classmates. So I said to Dad, you know, my skiing skills are fine. I can get down the mountain, I can ski with my friends. That's all I hope to accomplish. And he said, don't you want to get better? And I said, actually, Dad, I just don't want to fall down. And he said to me, you know, Bobby, if you're not falling down, you're not learning. Continue to push yourself out of the space of where you only rely on what you know into the areas you don't know. Be willing to take a chance. Be willing to try things that you don't have experience doing. Push yourself into those spaces, because the truth is, as much as we hate falling down, typically it doesn't hurt us, and it just is an opportunity for each one of us to learn. We like simple. Our brains are hardwired to be oriented towards simple solutions. And this is particularly true in aviation because we have terminology we use all the time around finding a root cause, identifying a single problem so that we can fix that problem and then move on. Our brains consume a huge amount of the energy that we burn every day. And in fact, it can be up to about 30%. So it's exhausting to have to think about things that are complicated and hard. We tend to shy away from those things rather than looking for not a root cause, but contributing factors. I would encourage you in your journey to not limit yourself by this simple single solution, by limiting your ability to expand your brain to look for the complexity that exists in the world, whether it's in your personal life or in your professional life. The truth is, there is no root cause. There's no such thing. So be the one who pushes to the next level and asks for the contributing factors, the other things that can impact what's happening. As you go through your journey, you're going to have the opportunity to choose what's easy or choose what's hard. We like choosing easy for sure, and there are times when we need that. But when we choose what's hard, we find out what we're capable of. When you're looking at the jobs, the next job that you can have, and you have 3 choices in front of you, always, 100% of the time, choose the one that scares you the most. It wouldn't be on your list if you weren't interested in it, and you wouldn't have it on your list if you weren't qualified to do it. If it scares you the most, it's because you know you'll be challenged, you're not sure if you can do it, but be willing to try. You'll grow as a result. When I was a brand new lieutenant in the Army, I don't come from a military family, I was talking to my company commander. I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Now this guy was the epitome of what I thought an Army officer should be. He believed in the Army, he taught leadership lessons every single day, and I was talking to him about what it felt like to walk across the quad in front of our building where all these soldiers were saluting me, many of them not in my platoon. And I told him how extraordinary it felt to be saluted that way. And he said, of course, you've earned that because of the rank on your collar. They know that you've earned it, so they're showing that sign of respect to you. But he said there's an obligation that comes with that privilege that you have. And that obligation is leaders don't walk by mistakes, because if you walk by a mistake, you endorse it. Everywhere in your life, you're going to see mistakes, you're going to see challenges, you're going to see issues. I would encourage you, be the person who doesn't walk by. Even if you can't personally fix it, find someone who can. Be the one who makes a difference. Leave every place that you go to, every place you're part of, leave it better than you found it. Years ago, they were wondering why it was that the Navy SEALs couldn't graduate more of the candidates. Out of 100 students, just a handful were successful in graduating. So they set about studying what it was about the successful Navy SEAL candidates and those who were unsuccessful. Now, for those of you who don't know the SEALs, the way it works for the Navy SEALs, as well as some other military organizations, is that they can tap out when they want to quit, when they want to give up. And when they do that, there's no going back. They don't get a second chance. They found that there was a high attrition rate with a specific skill that came later in training associated with doing some high challenging exercises in a big tank, in a big pool. Dive masters were below there harassing the Navy SEAL candidates and cutting their regulator hose, pulling it from their mouth. And a significant number of the candidates would pop to the top of the pool, swim to the side, and ring the bell, signaling that they wanted to quit. So when they examined the ones who remained underwater, solved the problems, and were successful with that particular challenge, and the ones who didn't, interestingly, they found not that the ones who were successful were stronger, had better lung capacity, were smarter, had better swimming skills, or even were necessarily measured in typical confidence. What differentiated them were the stories they told themselves. Every single minute of every waking day, we tell ourselves between 400 and 1,000 words a minute. You don't always get to choose the story that pops into your head. What you can choose, however, is if you pay attention to that story, or if you reframe that story and those words into something positive. Every single one of us has a little guy who sits on their shoulder. Mine's on my left shoulder. I always know exactly where he is. And he knows all of my worst secrets. He knows the areas where I'm most challenged. He knows the things that are most difficult for me. He knows all my weak spots. He's never going to go away. I have it, everybody up here has it, everybody in the audience has that guy. All we can do is not try to get rid of him, because he's not going away, but not pay attention to him by telling ourselves different stories. Treat yourself with grace. Give yourself the opportunity to learn and fail, and then move on. We all have choice and opportunity throughout our lives. How you exercise those choices, how you exploit those opportunities is 100% up to you. When I made the move to American Airlines, it was an easy decision. I was super excited to be part of the world's largest airline. There was no looking back. I spent 28 years at FedEx. It surprised all the people I worked with, except for my friends. It didn't surprise my family. I packed my bags, moved to Dallas with my husband, and I was great, super excited about starting until that first morning when I was walking up the walkway to headquarters. I was there early so I could get set up with my laptop. I get 50 feet from the front door, and it's as though I hit an icy wall. I stopped, I went dead cold, and immediately in my head popped, what in the world were you thinking? You were happy where you were. You had a great team. You had so much fun with them. It was challenging work. Your kids are still at FedEx. These people are not going to like you. You're not going to be good enough for American Airlines. They're going to wonder how in the world you were chosen. I was completely immobile, couldn't move. So I said to myself, all right, you can't go back. What do? How about just take one step forward? So I did. Took a deep breath, take another step forward. So I did. And pretty soon, I was inside the door, getting my badge, getting signed in, getting to my desk. Now, I tell you that because it's easy to think that people that you see, maybe people that you admire and emulate, it's easy to think that they're confident. The truth is that everybody gets scared. When you have those challenges in front of you, tell yourself, just do it scared. Growing creates opportunity. It creates opportunity for you both to see what you can do. It creates opportunity for your family. It creates the opportunity for you to set the example for your friends and your family. Throughout your lives and your careers, do what scares you the most. That will put you on a path where you're able to become who you were truly meant to be. The Dakota tribe said, "We will forever be known by the tracks we leave behind us." Today is a very important part of those tracks that you've been making. Think about what your next tracks are going to be for your legacy. Congratulations, everyone.
Well, Bobby, thank you for those thoughtful words of inspiration for all our graduates. On behalf of Embry-Riddle, we'd like to present you with the gratitude for presenting with the Distinguished Speakers Award.
Embry-Riddle's longtime support of the military is a point of pride. In fact, U.S. News and World Report has ranked Embry-Riddle #1 or #2 for best online bachelor's programs for veterans for 8 straight years. Many of the graduates here today are veterans in active duty. You will know who they are as they cross the stage because they will be wearing a blue stole. Will they and all members of the military and veterans who are here today please stand to be recognized? Thank you for your sacrifice. Please be seated. At this time, the faculty of the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Worldwide are pleased to present the candidates for graduate degrees. As we announce our graduate students, you will see that they are carrying hoods to reflect their status as graduate candidates. While all hoods reflect the Embry-Riddle School colors of royal blue and gold, The colors on the satin binding on the hoods are different. Each color distinguishes one degree from the other. From the College of Arts and Sciences, gold hoods denote graduates earning the following degrees: Master of Science in Human Factors, Master of Science in Human Security and Resilience, and Master of Science in Occupational Safety Management. From the College of Aviation, silver hoods denote graduates earning the following degrees: Master of Science in Aeronautics, Master of Aviation Maintenance, Master of Aviation and Aerospace Sustainability, Master of Science in Uncrewed Systems, and Master of Space Operations. From the School of Engineering, which is part of the College of Aviation, orange hoods denote graduates earning the following degrees: Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering and Masters of Systems Engineering. From the College of Business, drab hoods denote graduates earning the following degrees: Master of Business Administration and Aviation, Master of Science in Engineering Management, Master of Science in Information Security and Assurance, Master of Science in Leadership, Master of Science in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, Master of Science in Management, and Master of Science in Project Management. Several graduates will be wearing gold medallions. These master's degree candidates are to be graduated with distinction, as they have achieved a grade point average of 4.0 for the entirety of their program. As a group, will these students please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Alexander Cieslog, Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences, to come to the podium.
Will the candidates for the master degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Very good. Dr. Bertrett, it is my honor to present the candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences master degrees as recommended by faculty.
This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Human Factors. Alyssa Dawn Atkinson. Haven Christina Burney. Camille Ariel Gray. Stephen Andrew Kurzbach, with distinction. Corey D. Martovich, with distinction. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Human Security and Resilience. Sarah Emond Hope, with distinction. This concludes the presentation of master degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences.
At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Ken Witcher, Dean for the College of Aviation, to come to the podium.
Thanks, Jim. Will the candidates for master's degrees from the College of Aviation please rise? Dr. Watrette, it is my honor to present the candidates for the College of Aviation master's degrees as recommended by the faculty.
This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Aeronautics. Luis Eduardo Acosta de la Cruz. Santiago Artunduaga Toledo. Michael Sean Condi, with distinction. Lance V. Davis. Cornelius Green. Joshua Haney. Carrie Liebold. Brianna Lee Longoria, with distinction. Michael Ransford Mann. Kevin Dean Mugrel. Abhijit Neelam Raju, with distinction. Pedro Guanarteme Nuez Delgado, with distinction. Brittany Lynn Ruggiero. Echu Tanyo Brandon Tambe. Jerry Irvin Terry Belize, with distinction. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Aviation Maintenance. Anselm Adam Pakaliwagan Maranan, with distinction. Randall Lee Sunderland. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Aviation and Aerospace Sustainability. William Beckett Bircher. Brian Andrew Engel. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Space Operations. Nicholas Joseph Rivas. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Uncrewed Systems. Miguel Angel Linares, with distinction. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Airworthiness Engineering. Berlin Gabriela Martinez Rivera. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Systems Engineering. Anna Helen Kirospelka Berland. David Lee Kent. This concludes the presentation of master degrees from the College of Aviation.
At this time, I invite Dr. Matt Earnhardt, Associate Dean for the College of Business, to come to the podium.
Will the candidates for master degrees from the College of Business please rise? Dr. Watrette, it is my honor to present the candidates for the College of Business master degrees as recommended by the faculty.
This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration in Aviation. Clifton Joshua Atkins. Luciano Aguirre. Amir Asan. James N. Biubi. Hector Gabriel Casablanco, Sr. Cynthia Marie Deere. Maria Figueroa. Stephanie Marie Gould, with distinction. Jamal Hossein Hamza. Benjamin Allen Hoyt, with distinction. Andrew Martin Keach, with distinction. Roger Elliott Lamborn, Jr., with distinction. Arvind Murali Ramachandran, with distinction. Christina M. Rivers. Mirta Ava Carline Simons. Tita Som. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Engineering Management. Kirsten Danielle Dominguez. Jayon Neve Leem, with distinction. Bobby Nemeka Upabi. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Leadership. David J. Baker. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Logistics and Supply Chain Management. Adam Champion. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Management. Allison Michelle Evans. This begins the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Project Management. Joseph Wayne Cromines, with distinction. Dustin Charles Johnson. This concludes the presentation of master degrees from the College of Business. This also concludes the presentation of master degrees.
Congratulations to our graduate degree candidates. Regarding the undergraduate degree candidates here today, you will notice that a number of them are wearing honor cords. The significance of these honor cords is directly connected to academic performance. Those graduates who are wearing white cords have achieved a grade point average between 3.5 and 3.69 and graduate cum laude with honors. As a group, will these students please stand and be recognized? Please be seated. Those graduates who are wearing red cords have achieved a grade point average between 3.7 and 3.89 and graduate magna cum laude with great honors. As a group, will these students please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Those graduates who are wearing gold cords have achieved a grade point average between 3.9 and 4.0 and graduate summa cum laude with highest honors. As a group, will these students please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Dr. Seatslag, will you please come to the podium to present the undergraduate candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences?
Will the candidates for bachelor degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Dr. Bertrett, it is my honor to present the candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences bachelor degrees as recommended by faculty.
This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Homeland Security. Catherine Elizabeth Hammond, summa cum laude. Casey Sebastian Klatt. Joseph Emil Tolentino Nolan, cum laude. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies. Omar Pilgrim. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Safety Management. Raymond Norris II. This concludes the undergraduate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences.
College of Aviation.
Thanks, Jeff. Will the candidates for bachelor's and associate's degrees from the College of Aviation please rise? Dr. Watrette, it is my honor to present the candidates from the College of Aviation for bachelor's and associate's degrees as recommended by the faculty.
This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aeronautics. Jennifer Laura Buchanan. Daniel Paul Casares, cum laude. Jacob Landon Casey, summa cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Pedro Joaquin Del Angel Jr., cum laude. Adam DeRoche. Bernard Brian James Duffy, cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Ashley Haldeman, summa cum laude. Brian Joseph Horn, summa cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Brian Kroll. Bonnie John Leake III. Jonathan Lopez, magna cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Jacob Ian Luck. Marissa Lane McCartney. David Andrew Norman, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Kyle Anthony Prescaro. Stephen A. Razis, cum laude. August P. Russ, magna cum laude. Jason J. Sprott. Jeremy M. Stingo, summa cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Brandon L. Thomas, summa cum laude. Robert B. Wells. Tony Alexander West. Charles Michael Westcott. Ryan Merritt Wilmarth. Jonathan Stephen Zaraf, summa cum laude. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Maintenance. Joshua Maurice DeFarcy, cum laude. Kendrick D. Hall, summa cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Don Nguyen, summa cum laude. Mosab Salim. Russell Ching-Fu Salisbury, summa cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Matthew Joseph Van Pelt. This begins the candidates for the associate degree in Science and Aeronautics. Kimberly Page Chastain. Tramajalik Warren, Alpha Sigma Lambda. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering. Robert Patrick Cisneros. Justin McKinley Hurt. Thane Thomas Libert. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology. Brandon Meeks, cum laude. This concludes the undergraduate degrees from the College of Aviation.
Dr. Earnhardt, will you please come to the podium to present the undergraduate candidates from the College of Business?
Will the candidates for the bachelor and associate degrees from the College of Business please rise? Dr. Watrette, it is my honor to present the candidates for the College of Business bachelor and associate degrees as recommended by the faculty.
This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Business Administration. Lindsay Garner. Shauna K. Samantha Kennedy, cum laude. Jesse James Ricard. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Leadership. Krista Ann Mayfield, magna cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Logistics and Supply Chain Management. Vincent Anthony Ania. Emily Selena Gonzalez, cum laude. Aaron Dion Herndon. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Project Management. Tyson Nathaniel Jones, cum laude. This begins the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Technical Management. Juan Carlos Arce, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Skylar Arnold, cum laude. Roger Claycomb, magna cum laude. Jamie Lee Druger, magna cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Ricardo Garcia, summa cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Joseph Robert Isbell, summa cum laude. Scott J. Kennedy. Katrina Lynn Murphy, magna cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Mark Aaron Pritchett, summa cum laude. Andrew Raymond Riefler, magna cum laude, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Lisa Ann Westbrook. Joshua Samuel Ibarra, cum laude. This concludes the undergraduate degrees from the College of Business. This also concludes the presentation of undergraduate degrees.
Well, we have now arrived for the moment for which we've all been waiting. Dr. Retret, will you please join me at the podium? Will all graduating candidates from the colleges please rise and remain standing? Dr. Retret, these candidates have completed all of the requirements associated with their degree programs. With the recommendation of the faculty of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, I am pleased to present them to you for the conferring of degrees.
This is a moment. So by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, as appropriate, the Master of Science degree, the Master degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, and the Associate of Science degree, with all rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates. You may now move your tassel to the left side of your mortarboard, symbolizing your new status as a graduate of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of our alma mater. The words are on the last page of your program.
Eagles gather near, we lift our voices loud and clear, soaring high, O alma mater, threads of blue and gold. United we soar in vast open skies. Embry-Riddle, we hail thee, great memories we'll hold. So here's to you, old DRAU, alma mater true. We pledge in love and harmony our loyalty to you. Singing thy praise, remembering the days, coast to coast around the world, our bond forever true, embracing our dreams with pride far and wide. Embry-Riddle, we hail thee, great memories we'll hold. So here's to you, old DRAU, alma mater true. We pledge in love and harmony our loyalty to you.
Well, we are delighted that all of you could come here today to share in this special occasion. Please remain standing as Mr. Jim Pepin offers the closing benediction.
What an amazing cheer that was when you got to move your tassels, huh? You should be very proud. It was 2015 and I was introduced to Ozzie and Harriet. Ozzie and Harriet became sensations on the internet and we watched them intently. I say we, but more likely my wife watched them. See, Ozzie and Harriet were preparing for a newborn that was about to come to their home. Ozzie and Harriet were eagles, and their nest was publicized on YouTube, it was publicized on Facebook. And every night we watched these eagles sit on these eggs. And finally, those little eggs hatched. And then every single time Ozzie or Harriet brought food or brought a little trinket back to the nest, I got woken up at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and told of all the great things Ozzie and Harriet were doing for those little eaglets. Then came the dreaded day. The day I dreaded when I came home and my wife was in tears. Ozzie had thrown the 2 eaglets from the nest. They were fledged. So today, we have fed you, we have nurtured you, but now we are fledging you from the nest. It's time for you all to go soar to new heights and do great things and make your alma mater proud. Now, as we leave this place, may the eternal love enfold us. May spiritual powers strengthen us. May strong hands comfort us. And may we be carried on eagle's wings again until we meet. Amen.
Family and friends, please be seated. We ask that you remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and all graduates have exited. Thank you.